She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
If you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
Let's do some shout outs. Since it looks like we got some contributions coming in, our first contributions of the day. Oh, hold on. Let me save this. Do some little bit of house cleaning here. Okay. So, number one, first contribution of the day is a $2 super chat from Oh No Not Him Again. Thank you, Oh No Not Him Again. Let's get that on the leaderboard. So he says, It's a Gundam's latest video about you got taken down. Here's a little spoiler. I've literally never been to It's a Gundam's channel. I've never watched a video from It's a Gundam. The only things that I know about It's a Gundam, I've heard clips here and there. And the guy's voice is so fucking obnoxious that I can't stand listening for more than like 4 seconds. It's like, to me, it's like nails on a chalkboard levels of like mental deficiency to listen to this guy talk. So I just can't stand it. It's like, it drives me nuts. So I just close it immediately. So I don't know what you're talking about. If he's still talking about me or not, I don't care. And if his video got taken down, it sounds like he's got some enemies out there that don't like him and are taking down his shit. I have nothing to do with it. I don't even know, what he's doing or anything about it. Like, last time I heard about this guy was when I was still doing stuff with Kino Casino, and essentially we were trying to challenge him to come on a show with me, where it was supposed to be him versus me, and, challenging him with stuff that he said about me over the years, and he completely pussied out and said he refused to do it. And that was the last that I've heard of him, and that's the last I care. The guy's not worth my time. Okay. So, there you go. Let's see. Kino Enjoyer, thanks for the 1 kick. But Bilbo Swaggins, thank you for 500 kicks. And he says, being yelled at by a French woman is an enjoyable experience. I'll take your word for it. Thank you, Bilbo Swaggins, for 500 kicks. Okay. Okay. So, those are the very quick topics that I had to talk about today. Really don't have much else. I was looking. Let's see. Someone threw the $1.50 and says, I actually tried out a few of the games that you played last night on your late stream, and I enjoyed them. It's a shame that there wasn't tons of support last night, but what matters is that you get the word out about indie games. When will the next night be? It'll be tomorrow night, and I'm going to do things differently because, to be honest with everyone, last night was my fault. And you might say, what the hell is Phil talking about? So last night we did a games tryout night 2. So night 1 was Sunday night. And on Sunday night, people suggested games for me to check out and to decide if I was interested in them and add them either to my wish list or my Game Pass library, okay? It went incredibly well. Like, no exaggeration. There was, like, tons of games suggested. I actually got to eliminate some games, add some games. It was a very productive night, and people supported in droves. It was a hugely supported stream, and people were happy to get these games in front of my eyes so I could figure out that they existed and decide if I wanted to play them or not, okay? Last night, I put the power into the hands of the viewers. I said, hey, let's do a series of polls, and I'll pick the games in the poll, but you vote on the poll and determine what games you want to see me play. I had totally forgotten that this is exactly what I did last time 2-3 months ago. And that's on me that I don't do this too often because we've actually been very busy recently with so many games that I've been juggling. We haven't needed to have games for the rotation like this. And so when I put the power into the hands of the viewers, what happens is the trolls are so upset that I had such a good Sunday night that they want to ruin the second night. Like, you have no idea how much they were fucking seething that I had a positively supported Sunday night where all I did was look at game trailers. Like, that's literally all I did. I booted up a game. Okay, let's watch the trailer. Does it look good or not? Let me read some reviews. Okay, I'm interested or not, and move on. And I was making bank just sitting there watching games all night. And they can't stand that. They're like, why is Phil successful just watching game trailers? Because, again, they're jealous haters. They can't understand that people like me and are interested in seeing my reaction to a game that maybe they like personally, and they're curious if I would like it, and they'll pay to see that. You see, they couldn't stand that I had such a great stream on Sunday night. They were actually planning and being super intent on sabotaging the Monday night stream. I wish that was a joke. I wish that this was like a gross exaggeration, and I wish that maybe I was like hallucinating. But I'm not kidding you. For the 24 hours between Sunday and Monday night, these fucking people are such no-life losers. They wanted to do everything they possibly could to thwart my Monday night stream and make sure that it wasn't successful like Sunday nights, because they couldn't stand that people paid me to look at games on Sunday. Okay? So, last night, as we were streaming, they would vote whatever game they thought would be the weirdest game and wouldn't work, okay? Now, admittedly, it didn't really matter because I wanted to check out these games anyway. But, each game, like, for example, Super Meat Boy 3D. Well, it's Super Meat Boy in 3D. It's pretty self-explanatory what it is, correct? And I've played Super Meat Boy before during a Rageathon. It didn't really work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was okay for like a half an hour to an hour of a Rageathon. But for the most part, most people didn't care past that. And they never requested to ever see me play it again. You know what it is? It's a repetitive, challenging platformer. Okay, big deal. Okay? So, why would you want to see that in 3D? Don't know, but that's what they voted for. So we played it for like a half an hour. And to be honest, I don't even think that we played it long enough to get to anything super challenging. Like, I think I beat 12 stages and it unlocked the boss. So I just played the first boss. I beat him. I was like, okay, that's it. We played it for like 30 minutes. We're on to the next game. Yeah, no one liked it. No shit. Like, I feel like the only way you would like that is if I'm playing much later in the game and it's way more challenging and I'm dying a million times and I'm frustrated and I'm raging. Then you get the entertainment factor out of it. You're not going to get it out of the early first half hour when I'm learning the basics and just turboing through the game, you know? So it was destined to flop, right? Or how about the Baby in Yellow, which is the second game that was voted in? I actually don't think there's anything wrong with the Baby in Yellow at all. I actually think that the Baby in Yellow is a fine little indie game that probably would be spooky, but you have to play more than 25 minutes of it to get to the spooky parts, or you need to turbo through. And I wasn't. I was exploring, I was out observing, I was joking around and testing things in the environment. You know what I mean? I was really just trying different things to see what would happen. And then I'd already played it over half an hour. And I'm like, well, nothing spooky's happened yet. You know? The point of the game is the scares. There's no scares. So, of course, that wasn't very entertaining. But I did say, hey, I would go back to it in the future and perhaps on a full night stream, play it for like 2 hours and actually just do the mission objectives to get to the scary parts to see what the game is all about. Okay? And then the third game is a game that I think would work for me, but not for you, and that is Toonstruck. This is a 1990s point-and-click adventure game starring Christopher Lloyd, the actor. Yes, that's right, Doc Brown from Back to the Future. He gets sucked into a cartoon world and has to interact with all these cartoon characters in order to figure out a mystery and survive and escape. So it's interesting in that regard because it actually was, it ran really well. The voice acting is good. And it seems like this is the kind of game that if you get into it, it's quite entertaining for the player. For a viewer, I don't know. I mean, we're talking a game that's like 30 plus years old, and it's very slow paced because you have to just methodically go around clicking and doing conversations and interacting with objects and hoping that you can solve puzzles. So it may not be the most entertaining thing to a live audience, okay? So, honestly, out of all the games that I played last night, probably the one that I will go back to is the Baby in Yellow, all right? But let me tell you, just listen to how brain dead this shit is. So the trolls would flood the chats to vote on the polls. A game would win, and no matter what game won the poll, they would then sit in the chat and be like, this game sucks, this game sucks, this game sucks, this game sucks, this game sucks. So when the whole chat is just flooded with toxic negativity, what do you think's going to happen to the people that were actually there to see the games? They're going to get turned off. And they're going to be like, I don't want to be here when all these idiots are spamming the chat saying they hate every game. And so they left. And that's what happened is the positive people said, oh, this isn't working out too well. Man, what a bummer. And they all left and left me with a bunch of trolls in chat who didn't give a shit about the game. So here they are. They're so intent on ruining the night because I had a good Sunday. It's all they could think about for 24 hours that they literally ruined the stream last night. Okay? But you know what? I'm going to take the blame because we already had a case that this happened a couple months ago and I had completely forgotten about it. Okay? It's on me. I should be remembering this shit because this same exact thing happened. We had a night that was very well supported looking at games and they were so fucking pissed and jealous that they came and ruined the game tryout night entirely. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do it again tomorrow, but instead of putting the power into the hands of these idiots, I'm going to pick the games personally. All right. I can tell you right now, one game that I wanted to play last night, didn't win a poll, but I want to play is Black Jacket. This is a unique game, very similar to Balatro, where Balatro took Joker. It took poker and turned it into this roguelike game. That's what Black Jacket does. It takes the game of Blackjack and turns it into a roguelike game. So I want to try that for sure, 100%. I want to play that tomorrow night. I also want to try another 1 to 2 games. What will they be? I don't know yet. I want to look at what we have on the wish list. I want to look at what's on Game Pass. I want to see what's there. And I want to pick 1 to 2 other games. And I want to try them tomorrow. So I will pick the games. There will be no troll control over anything. These fucking idiots will not be able to affect anything negatively. Okay? So that way, at least I'll get to try out the games that you guys introduced to me and they piqued my interest. And if they work, great. And if they don't, they don't. But at least I tried something that I think at least has a chance. Like, I never in a million years would have thought Super Meat Boy 3D or Toonstruck was going to work on a game tryout night. Maybe Baby in Yellow, but not the other two. All right? So let me pick, and I think it'll go well. Tomorrow night, it'll be better. At least you guys know, oh, he's going to play Black Jacket. Well, that's interesting. I want to see how that goes. So show up tomorrow. And also, like I said, I'll handpick the games and go from there. Okay? So there you go. That's what's going to happen tomorrow night. And so that's what happened yesterday. And again, I want to apologize. I'll take the blame because it would be one thing if it was the first time it happened. It wasn't. It's the second time. And, you know, I was being absent-minded and not remembering that the same exact thing had happened. Like, well, that's on me. I'm getting older. I'm being stupid. It had been a couple of months and I totally forgot. And that's my fault. Okay. But it'll be better tomorrow. Shout out to Princess Luna, who has gifted a membership to the